if you're a smaller company or you're looking to fill a skilled trade, labor-oriented positions, semi-entry level positions, job boards can still work very, very well. It was our number one placement source when we did contract staffing. And if you remember, contract staffing is generally those skilled trade, hourly, entry to mid-level type roles. So when it comes to posting an ad, most of you probably know Indeed is the most popular job board now. That was always our number one placement source when it came to posting an ad. ZipRecruiter is second, and LinkedIn's good for professional roles. And when I say professional, as it pertains to construction industry, like, super PM and above. But I mean, that's the other thing that's unique about this industry in particular, is that a lot of the really, really, really good people, they've traveled from company to company, job to job on reputation alone. They don't necessarily have all these digital profiles and stuff. So that's its own kind of hurdle to overcome at the senior level. But when it comes to posting those ads on either Indeed or ZipRecruiter, I think it's really important to reframe the ad from a job description to a marketing document. And here's what I mean by that. The job description is going to be, your legal agreement of responsibility that the employee signs upon, being hired onto your company. That's what HR holds. But if you post that job description, let's use a superintendent, for example, and it literally says, we are seeking a superintendent to run ground up commercial projects in Denver, Colorado. You will be responsible for scheduling subcontractors, 3-week look ahead, managing RFIs, site safety. Like, anybody that's been a superintendent for any amount of time, anybody that even knows what one is, understands that that's the core function of the role. And that is what you need to articulate for that legal job description that somebody signs. But what you put out to market, because again, hiring, recruiting is just sales and marketing. What you put out to market, what you post as your job ad, needs to appeal to the individual you're trying to hire. It needs to allow them to visualize themselves in the role. So let me give you a specific example as it pertains to like a superintendent again. So, as opposed to, you're gonna manage the 3-week look ahead, daily logs, JHA, whatever it might be. If you say, hey, we're a 9-year-old commercial contractor that focuses on, ground up projects between $2 and $5 million. We are well diversified across K-12, higher ed, retail, and let's just call it that, and you say, we are looking for a superintendent to step in and build some of our processes from the ground up, right? We are growing quickly. We need somebody that can bring us X, Y, and Z. Here's what we're going to offer in exchange for that. You're going to have the opportunity to effectively grow and mentor, people under you. You're going to never travel more than 60 minutes from the Denver metro area because all of our work is close by. You're going to have the opportunity to spend, nights and weekends at home with your family because we value, that component of, I'm just like spitballing here. This might not be totally linear, but the idea is to create a document that really allows people to see themselves in the role, the impact they'll make, and kind of how it's going to benefit them. And I actually have a lot of templates, and like as kind of irregular as that verbal example was, like I have stuff that I can send you if people ever ask you, Luke, you can forward it to them, like job description templates and stuff, because you really want to make sure that it appeals to the individual you're looking to hire, doesn't just tell them what they're going to do all day.
Yeah. Yeah. And I appreciate you bringing up those templates too. So for anyone listening, if you want access to those templates, either connect with Isaac on LinkedIn, Isaac Bowen, shoot him a message, or reach out to me on any of the accounts, Luke Agarat, Phaser Marketing, or Official Dirtbags Podcast, and I will make sure you get those templates. And Isaac, you mentioned this too, and as you were explaining it, I could hear the difference. Like, that is your sales pitch to this person, your frontward facing sales pitch. So instead of talking about the things that they already know because they know what a superintendent does, like talk about if this is you, or this is you in this role, and talk about that. And so you could hear the stark difference between the first two examples that you gave just off the top of your noggin.